back to another video. It is May 30 today, and we are out here mowing down our spring forage. So, over here we have a field of triticale. We planted this in the winter last year, in about the middle of October. We planted it a little on the late side, but it appears that it is still yielding well. So that is good. I'm working on cutting it now. It's fairly thick stuff. So I had some issues with the disc spine getting it to cut at the very start. Just playing with it to get it set. It's a little bit of a battle, and I don't know if I'm fully set well yet, but yeah. So we're working on knocking all this spring forage down, and there's some really thick spots for it. It is a little mature, maybe a little more mature than we'd like, but we have been getting kind of a wetter spring, in the sense of the ideal time to cut it. We're getting lots of rain. We got 2.5 inches, and then we had a 4-day window, but I didn't really want to come in here and cut after getting 2.5 inches of rain. So we waited a week, and now it is just starting to head out, which is a little unfortunate because we may lose some feed quality over that. But if it is still really good feed quality, it'll be fed to the milking cows, and if it isn't quite as good, it'll get fed to the heifers. So I'll show you what we're working with. So this over here is triticale. It's basically a wheat hybrid. So you can see the green head starting to come out of the stalk. On some of them, the head is already out. So that's how it goes, but I'm gonna work on getting this disc spine set a little better, because I noticed that on this last pass I still struggled. But it's looking really good. Hopefully a lot of feed here, a lot of tons an acre, but time will tell. We are still debating between round baling it and chopping it. If we chop it, we'll blow it in that silo there, the small one. If we bale it, we have to wrap it. And I'm not a particularly big fan on wrapping bales. It has its benefits, but just the silo is a nice way to store it. I really like making dry hay. I'm hoping to make a lot of dry hay with our round baler this year. But I'm hoping to wrap a little bit less feed, but we'll see. There's benefits to each and cons to each as well. Alright, it is currently now June 2. So on Saturday, my dad went ahead and cut another field of hay. And I just chopped our 3rd load out of this field. Things are going alright. We're off to a really slow start this morning, because we still had to get the harvester and the blower out of the shed. And then we went over the harvester this winter, and we thought we did pretty good on it, but I did not go over the hay head, kind of for a lack of time more than anything, I guess. So we ended up having an issue there. The one tire was low, and it kept making the slip clutch cut out, because I guess the header was touching the ground and the teeth. So that's what we were working with there. And then we had a chain link break in the back, so that put us behind as well. But it seems like things are going alright. So harvester, all in all, is working really well. There's a brand new set of knives in it, so it's working well for us. Hopefully it keeps going that way. This tractor's doing well now that it has a new water pump in it, and then we have new LED lights on the back. The only other thing that kind of put us behind today was The rope for the hitch pin broke on the last load. So now we got to get out every load, but that's fine. Seems like I will have some time to do that. Here's the haylage. Maybe it's a touch drier than it should be, but it is going in the bottom of that 16 by 65 silo. So if it's a little on the dry side, that's fine because it is going on the bottom of the silo. So if all goes well, we should finish this field tonight. We had a forage wagon break. One of the New Hollands again. So I've been rebuilding that one, but the metal shop I'm working with has been awfully slow getting me that last part. So that's a little unfortunate. So this one here is definitely in tougher shape. So this cross conveyor chain snapped, broke, and the shoe bolt broke. So I'm in the process of getting that out. A little unfortunate. All right, that is the progress for the night. I got the old chain out, had to cut it out in a couple pieces, and then I got a piece of the floor out off the inside. You can see at the far side there, this plate has to go in there, but this plate, what they're supposed to be is they're supposed to be 24 inches from here to here with these folds on the inside, and the folds are on the outside. So that is causing some issues for me. So tomorrow morning I'm going to cut them off and weld them on the inside, which sucks because this piece was custom made for me, but that's all right. That's how it goes. I guess, I don't know, something got lost in communication, that this piece was supposed to be on the inside here. You can see everything else followed through properly except for that, and now it doesn't want to seem to fit in there. So it is what it is. Somewhere something went wrong. So yeah, I have a whole set of those plates for another wagon that I've been redoing, except for the one middle piece. And the plan was to put that wagon together and to use that, but guess we didn't get to that because we didn't get the last piece. So a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we're gonna wrap it up for the night. Dad has just been running back and forth with one silage wagon. All right, it is now Wednesday, June 4. We're almost done the field of triticale. We finished up the field of hay. So that wagon, I worked on it all day yesterday, and then I had to wait for some links, and now there's a little bit more work to do on it. So we have just been running with one wagon to really slow things down. Dad did most of it. I chopped a little bit last night, 2 loads last night, and then I'll do 3 this morning. But other than that, he did pretty well everything else. So it is quite a bit slower going with only one wagon, but yeah, that's how it goes. Anyway, this wagon is pretty well full. Well, that is a full wagon. I tried my best to fit it all on, but it is just not gonna go. So we will have to come back for one more load, and the wagon isn't gonna be really anywhere close to full, but that'll be fine. But that is pretty well the first field of first cut, and then our triticale done. Everything else is running pretty good. The harvester is running really well. The blower is doing all right. It's making a little bit of a weird noise, but it's still blowing feet up perfectly fine. I don't see anything wrong with that. The 6430 did blow a fan belt last night, but we put another one on there. It's a little unfortunate. It does that every now and then, but I've had a couple different people look at it, and we have not been able to figure out why it does that. So the idler pulley's been changed. We've done a water pump on it. I believe it's even had an alternator. So anyway, we'll blow this load up into the silo and come back for another one. It is the afternoon now. We're just doing a little bit of cleanup over here where all the bales sat. Some tillage and cleaning up ag bags as well. So other than this probably acre over here that all the bales sat on, the rest of this 10-acre field will be no-tilled. Not that I'm a huge believer in no-till yet, but just for the sake of time, it is going to be no-tilled. Our custom guy said he was fine with that, so we're going to give it a shot. There we go. Got it all worked in. I'm going to do one pass on where we cleaned up by the egg bags, but other than that, we're all done. Alright, we're now leaving the farm to go up the road and around the corner. We have about I don't know, 10, 12, 15 acre piece. I only know what the whole field is altogether. So there's a 38 acre field here, and it is all getting planted in beans, but what happened is the one piece of it is too wet, so we split the field up in two, and now we are going to work the side that was wet. It is definitely still going to be a touch wet, but with more rain in the forecast, I wanted to get down here to try it out. So yeah, that's what we're up to. So it's just this field over here. It's a little wet up there and then through the middle of the field, but it's alright. Alright, that is this field all worked up. A wet spot up there that we can't get, but the wet spot running through the field worked up alright. So it's good. Can go home now and wash the turbo till, I guess. Power wash it all off. And there is the corn planter. Good stuff. So bean planter can come anytime. Corn planter is able to come for probably an hour and a half now, but whenever they show up, they show up. They're pretty flexible as long as it got done before the rain.